There's more computers than you could ever imagine. Each one of these, and I think there's like 20 or 30 computers in these things. We're dealing with the RLM, Ride Level Control Module. We're going to read codes. No fault codes detected. Now, what we're going to look at, and you can do this with the gap tool. You can do it with almost any scanner that you can get into the other computers. Your little handhelds, you buy from AutoZone or O'Reilly's or whatever, they're not going to go into the air suspension or anything other than the OBD2 ECM computer, right? So with these bigger computers, you can get into the air suspension. You can look at all of the parameters on there. So we have, it'll tell us the switch power, everything, right? Let's go and so here we start getting into the actual data. Steering wheel angle. This everything suspension wise is tied together, right? And all of the other computers, not all of them, but some of the other computers are tied into it as well. So, so even the headlights actually are tied into the ride level module.
The adaptive, right?
The adaptive headlights, yeah, yep. So steering wheel angle. When you go around a corner, it needs to know how straight the steering wheel is, or where the steering wheel is, so it can put pressure on the side that is being loaded. Okay. There's accelerometers in there, so as you accelerate, the car needs to know, okay, I'm accelerating this much force, back end's getting loaded, let's put some more air in there, right? So here's your heights. This is in inches to the computer. Okay, so it's telling, this is a set, the settings on there are already preset. It's sitting basically in inches on this one. Gallery pressure, this is the open line pressure in the system. 14 PSI, 15 PSI, low pressure, right? Supply voltage, this is the voltage going to each one of the height sensors. And you can see that's all pretty much the same. Okay, now we're looking at the current values. These are that, and go ahead and close your door. I'm going to open the and now everything's starting to change. See, it just applied its voltage and told it where to go. Now it's coming back up. That's the low voltage side of the system. So now we hear the compressor is on. Okay. This is our exhaust valve. Cross-link valve. The cross-links are the ones that control the pressure side to side or front to back, right? The three that we looked at. Compressor voltage, that's your engine voltage right there. Right now, everything is open, okay? The system's raising itself. Now we're lowering. You can see the voltage, everything comes up 100%, 99%. Going back up. So it already raised the rear, now it's still raising the front. 100% open. There we go. Reservoir valve is open, now it's refilling the reservoir. There's front link, cross link valve, rear cross link valve, calibration. This is the offsets on the height calibration. Motor temperature sensor, 4.8 volts. Compressor temperature, where's the compressor temperature? So right now it's filling. The compressor's on, 136, 138. This is an LR4, it's a newer one. It's actually in really good shape. Can you see all that? Yeah. So 140, compressor's still running.
This sucks. The Hitachis are ready to be at 230, 240.
The Hitachis do run a lot hotter, yes. So yeah, you can see your temperature. Actually, you can watch your live temperature, but you can see how hot that compressor is getting. If the more the compressor gets worn out, the higher those temperatures are going to definitely be. So it's it's struggling. So motor temperature. This gives you engine speed, everything. And you can see it's actually tied into your traction control system. So that's everything we're looking at, and you can see what everything is doing in there. So when we go in, we have faults in there. We've jacked the car up. We've got the system, so that it can see the height sensors. And then we go in and we erase codes. When you erase the codes, should bring the system almost immediately on, and the compressor will come on and start filling the reservoir. We've of course have our door open, so it doesn't have to work as hard, and it's about that simple, right? So only in a last case scenario do you bypass the system completely. Deal with what you got. If we can get the system to come up and bring the suspension up, right? We've got it up. Now the suspension's come up. We know we got a problem somewhere. Let's go ahead and pull the fuses, all 3 fuses out, disable the venting of the system, and see if we can drive the car and get it off of the trail, right? So there's 3 fuses. Last case scenario, second to last case scenario, we got the system up, pull those fuses, drive it off the trail, get the system up, drive it off the trail, get yourself home, deal with it at the shop or at home.
Awesome.
Just checking for understanding. Taking out those 3 fuses, that disables the venting.
Correct. It disables everything. So the key is not disabling the compressor in the beginning. The key is disabling everything once it's up, so that it can't come back down.
Just isolated to the struts.
It's isolated down to the struts, right? So you're dealing with, how do I mitigate this on the trail? That's how we do it, right?